mean, it is a skate park, but it really feels like a skate spot. To me, it's perfect. The curvature of the wall, the length of it, everything. I know the reason I feel it's perfect is just because I've skated it so much. It feels really homey now. But in the beginning, it didn't. It was like, what is this thing? Having a spot that you just know that you skate so much with West Park or with Cyrus and Max in those spots, if you don't have anything you want to do or anything that you're focused on, you're like, we could always just go to the fucking Sombrero or Max's Canal Street spot. With West Park, you can just kind of hook something, almost see it working. If you don't get hurt, you could try a trick for like 2 hours.
Oh! Maybe. Oh. Maybe. Oh! 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 No! Yeah! Oh, you stay there, yeah. That was pretty sick.
There's 3 skate parks in Ventura. There's one on the very far east end. There's one in the middle of town called Pacific. That's where I grew up skating. And then there's West Park, which is pretty close to the beach over on the west side on the Ventura Avenue. I think the city of Ventura was getting a big push to make a big skate park, and their solution so that all the different sects of Ventura could accommodate the skateboard population at the time, they made 3 little parks. If I remember correctly, they were all made by a driveway company. I'm not sure if they had actual specs made by a skate park contractor. I had been there before, but it wasn't until I got into high school and the friends that I grew up skating with either kind of stopped skating as much, and I didn't. I met a couple of friends, Vinny Pinato and Jordan Hill and her friend Nick Smith. They were like the skaters. I would go out, skate with them, and at the time, my friend Benny Maglinao and Nick Bogro were filming a video called Yeah Brother. Our friend Angel Saucedo, who lived on the avenue, was filming what was to be the last part in that Yeah Brother video. Kind of became where like we would meet up and just like warm up at West Park. There's a box, which when you're little feels huge. Growing up there, like none of us even really dropped into the bowl that much or like skated the inside of the park. There was just a time when everybody kind of started skating the wall. I think we all got a little bit older. Started trying stuff that was out of our comfort zone, toying around with more unconventional stuff where you're not hitting the coping, but you feel like you're getting over the top. It's definitely an explosive feeling. You have this speed and then you hit the thing. You have optimism and you're like, it's going to work perfect. And it doesn't. But then the times where you're riding away, I don't have a gambling problem, but it feels like that sometimes. Like this one, it's going to work and I'm going to commit. At least with the 917 video, I'm pretty sure that Logan Lara in the beginning was like, I don't know about having tricks at a skate park. And I was like, all right, let me just try. The back big spin, for instance. Figured out that I could do it, filmed one. It's just the classic skater. Oh, I did it, but I just feel like I could do it better and I just want to do the spot justice. Beyond that, it was so delicate that you could pump and give the tiniest little shove and it would go. Originally, I wanted to do Wally to get my back truck on the top. There was a few that I was like, oh, I think I could get into the wall. That didn't happen. When I actually tried to film it, it was so painful. Like, it's so straight up. My foot was bleeding, where the ankle meets the grip, being abrased, trying it so much. In the beginning, the fear was logically looking at the wall and being like, well, you could get hurt. After you get whipped a few times, you're more aware of it. And there's been times where I've tried tricks I know I fully have. I'll stick one and slam really bad. Be motivated after that. The next tries I'd go for even harder. You get whipped again. You stay positive because you're getting really close. But there's very often a time, dropping in, you're just like, dude, there's no way I'm committing to this. I can't take another one of those. The curve is really nice. It'll keep you sucked to the wall. Best bet always is to go at an angle and not go too fast. Of course, there's certain things where you can go kind of fast, but you just try to get your body really light.
And so when you go home on weekends, you have your arm?
It was pretty playful at first, trying to think about filming stuff, and then I had like a few tricks at Lassen's at Brick Manipad in Ventura. Had this idea it'd be cool to have the 2 spots that I skate the most, do as many tricks as I could on them. I think it's just a creature comfort. I hate going to spots and getting kicked out. It's nice knowing I could just try the trick, no pressure. Just works out perfectly with that. Lassen's you can skate on Sunday with nobody bothering you, and West Park you can always skate, so it was like, okay, I can always go try that.
They probably, it's like that? Gnarly. Holy fuck. Dude,
Was that too crazy?
I think the concrete's perfect. It's just in between rough and too smooth, where you can fall on it and slide a little bit in most places at the park. The wall's gotten chunkier for sure, and there's some holes, and I swear there's probably like over a half-inch thick layer of paint on the front side of the wall. But it feels good. You kind of have a little bit of a feeling when you're on it. Lawrence Quero, he's done the most insane shit. You'd see a fat frontside air high, but landing a little low, and you start seeing it landing at the top, and you're like, whoa, you can make it out of that. That's super cool. He's done crazy on top of coping stuff. And then John Pozo, he would feeble to fakie, landing in the top of the ramp, having speed out of it. Never been like a competition or anything, but definitely when we skated together, there's like a look we give each other, like, you got this. There's a filmer there, and you feel like trying something. The other person's probably going to try something too. Everyone's so cool in Ventura, they would just know and grab their camera. The stuff that I've gotten, at least on the lip, definitely more of just a one movement thing. Never really done anything where I feel like I'm actually on top of it. West Park is pretty abrupt. It's kind of a 2-step process. Take off, feel a little weightless, and then you're just waiting to like get jarred on the way back in. You shoot up, do your quick movement, and then you just wait to get sucked in. I've gone to pools, and it's not the same. The pool is so gradual compared to West Park. There's certain days where grabbing the board feels better, where you feel at one with your body and have flow, and then there's other times it just throws everything off.
yeah. Fuck yeah, big dog. You're grinding that shit.
Finger flips where you're just going up and down, those actually feel really safe. Backside finger flip, there was ones I was like, oh my god, it's going, it's so good, and then you're waiting, and other tricks, it's just happening. Once you start popping stuff, it's just a whole different thing. Trick to trick, it's different. If you're trying to use the coping the way that my body is, being a little bit taller, I'm kind of getting my legs up there and my body's almost staying in the same position. With tricks that you air, if you're trying to land in the wall, which we try to, you're just hoping that you land on the board square and don't shoot out. A lot of the tricks where you're just airing and flipping your board, using the wall, but don't really care about landing into the top. I'm like, the phone, whatever. The difference is usually if I'm afraid of it, like, oh, I know this hasn't been done. Usually, I guess that's a sign. I'll just talk to Benny, or someone, be like, you think it's worth it? But I've broken that rule.
Motherfucker!
There's been a lot of times accidentally something will happen and put in my brain where I think it's possible. I wish I could just say it's always spontaneous, but most of the stuff I've filmed has always been like, all right, I really want to try this. Then a lot of tricks came out of trying like another trick or maybe like a downgrade that ended up being hard, like the nollie pressure flip and the nollie 360 pressure flip. I was trying to learn how to do nollie tail slides and I was kind of getting them, but every other try, my nose would hit the wall and flip. If you're doing a trick where you don't land into the wall, it just feels like, okay, I'm just using this thing as kind of a backdrop. There was attempts where the board was hitting the wall and I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
People will be hyped to go there, you know, come with a lot of optimism and then go to skate the wall. Like, oh, whoa, how do you skate this thing? Then there's people like Hugo. He skated it a few times and figured it out. There's been plenty of people that have hit me up and they're like, hey, I'm in LA, but we're going to San Francisco. I really want to stop by the park, and the 5 is the quickest way to get up, and they'll go like the long way to hit West Park.
Dude.
Been a lot of stuff that I filmed that I wanted to do, thought it was worth filming, and then we didn't use it, and I completely forgot about it. There's been a lot of times where I've tried tricks trying to get higher, and then I bring my head up. Things don't really work on it like that because you still have to land, hopefully, into the wall. If you have your head up, you're going to fall back. It's kind of good to pretend that you're on an actual vert ramp kind of thing. On a local level, I think everybody loves it. People that grew up there, there's kind of something for everybody.
Wow.
Diego's amazing. He can skate the hell out of the wall. There was a moment in time where he was just doing like huge front side grabs. He's tried Casper flip and stuff on it. He can skate the inside of the ball. I'm really envious of the guys can skate the wall and then continue their line. Get out of the wall, continue to pump, go around the bowl, hit the wall again, keep pumping. I've always just kind of been like, I did my thing, I gotta start out of here. It's easy to see it and think that you can just do it, but it's a good day if you feel like scratching it. There's certain people that can just do it every time, but sometimes this like mental thing comes up and you're just like, oh, not today, you know? One day, we were just skating with Guy, Mariano, and Jared Sherbert. I'd never seen anybody do what he did. Like, launch out of the bank and then hit the corner. He's a real thinker. A lot of people get off work and they'll just go to West Park. People start hucking stuff and it's almost like a little bit of like a pool sesh. All right, my turn in the bowl. I'm going to try this. Something intrinsically energetic. Riding, not that fast. Pump into the bowl and then you pump around that first corner. And then there's this larger wall in front of you. You'll turn the corner with a bunch of speed and you'll think it's awesome. And you're like, okay, I'm going too fast. There's been times where I've done the pump and you just feel really good about it. You're always kind of telling yourself, don't think about it. Land on your board no matter what. The pump around the corner is really special for everybody. Everybody kind of does it different. I will kick out something so many times, and then there would be a moment where you just start sticking something. There's been times where I've been so tired, then you get really close and you feel that little skater adrenaline where you're like, okay, this one. Doing any sort of sequence, it always feels like a Hail Mary. With the shove it or any sort of kickflip, you can't really see anything. If you try something in the middle of the day, it's a lot harder to keep going. Sunset times, and there's just a softer light, and you almost feel like you can't get hurt as much. It feels way more peaceful. It's nice because you have that time limit of the sun going down, but it's overall a better experience. There is always that feeling like it's gonna be here, you know, but now it's not gonna be here, and not like actually break down crying, but I was like, damn, this might be like the last battle. This way that I feel, this might be the last one. Wow. I had been having fun doing little ollies to taps. I was like, shit, you could tap a 5-0 and get a little twisty and then land on the board. I had tried a version of this trick where I would grab the nose, kind of do more of a like alley-oop years ago.
Dude, how you did it?
Tried to stick a couple on a hype, and I ate a ton of shit. And I just was like, it's such a dream trip, but cool. Could always try it. We found out that West Park was getting for sure torn down. I guess for a lot of us, we just accepted it, but kind of thought like, oh, it's going to be a while, you know? They said August. I always just, in my head, I'm like, 2 weeks. I kind of didn't have anything to film in Ventura, and I was like, oh, I just want to try this. And then after trying it one time, I was like, oh, I'm attached to this. I got to do it. Wanted to get it before it got torn down. The feeling is, oh, I know exactly how to do this. I just got to let go and see if the board will be below me. It's a little bit of surrendering. Be like, I know I got this first part. Let's just hope this thing goes. In the beginning, when I was trying it, I was like, oh, I'm going to be back here. I'm going to have like a fun sesh with my friends. Every time that I'd go back, I kept thinking this might be the last. But I was optimistic going in. Like, I'm landing it today. If I take a slam, I'm going to keep trying. It kind of worked out that every time I went, I would take one slam pretty bad, get really hyped and get close for 30 minutes. And I'd be looking up at Benny or Angel and being like, dude, it's going down. I'd come to and think I was going to try it again. And then once I'd be rolling into the wall in pain, but I was like, I could take another one. I think my brain was just like, dude, you got to protect yourself. You can't try that again. The same thing's going to happen and you're going to like actually get hurt. But the biggest thing was just being sad every time leaving. Like, why am I trying this when I could be having a good time? Like, not respectful to the park. I should just be having fun. Everybody threw like a big last session there the day before it was torn down. I think it was good closure for everyone. Unfortunately, I was out of town. I'm kind of happy I was gone, but people were sending me videos and stuff. It was so difficult for these fuckers to tear it down. Like, it's just so solid, that structure. Seemed like, fuck, they really had to like work. And then here they are saying that like this park is just built on sticks. There's nothing that we could do about it, I guess. And I guess I'm happy it's just over, but it's definitely sad. It's crazy to think like just never get to hang there again, you know? I feel really lucky. It's as if having like video of your living room and like all the good moments and just a little bunch of successes. Yeah. All the friends that have footage there too. Super hype. There's footage of people that you would never expect to see there. It's such a treat to have that forever. Yeah, super fortunate. Logan even let me have clips at West Park in our videos and everything, because we always thought like it was funny. But it was a skate spot, you know. That's how it felt when you're there.
Yeah, please.
I hit up a guy when they were demoing it. He says he's going to give me the drain. I don't know if that's bragging, but I'll have the one drain at West Park. So, you know who's got that.
Clipped up.